Welcome to my channel. I am Daung. I am a writer. Today I would like to talk about my grandmother, Khin Myo Chit, a writer and journalist, and her writings in English called Quest for Peace. Since I have been creating videos in my channel, I received some emails, some messages from my Burmese viewers, from my grandma's fan. They requested me that they wanted to hear about Quest for Peace. Very recently, there was some comments that suggest I feel that what they meant was they wanted to learn, they wanted to understand my grandmother's writings in English, especially for Quest for Peace. Several books were published, all of which had already appeared in Working People's Daily under the title of Quest for Peace. Some of them were published under different names. Her only son, Dr. Khin Myo Chit, my father, he translated Quest for Peace into Burmese. I gave detailed information about my father's translated books list at my description box below. All of them were adapted from my grandmother's writings. I hope they might be useful and helpful for your learning or for your studies. Now, I am going to tell you a story of Quest for Peace. My grandmother, Dr. Khin Myo Chit, she worked as an editor at the Guardian magazine in 1958 to 1962. My grandfather, Khin Myo Chit, he worked as a chief editor at the Working People's Daily during 1963 to 1968. At that time, my grandmother worked as an assistant editor with my grandfather. At those times, she wrote as Sunday supplement in English related to the Buddhist culture and thought as accepted and practiced by the Burmese people in their daily life. She wrote about her life from her childhood, her wartime experience, her Buddhist way of life, people and conversation, culture, and her journey she walked through in the path of the Sono Vipassana meditation, and etc. under the title of Quest for Peace. There is one thing for sure was she saved her articles and her writings that published at the Old Working People's Daily and the Guardian magazine in her albums or at her bookshelves. After my grandma passed away, my parents arranged for grandmother's writings to be published. Though they were old, they felt new to us. They compiled and organized those pieces of articles by date and year. And surely her fans also see them as something fresh. I wished my grandmother would see her books fresh and fresh. Before I end this talk about Quest for Peace, I would like to share my grandma's one of her wartime stories called Of Mice and Men, which was appeared in Sabiran daily newspaper, translated into Sabiran by Jelena Rudik. According to my grandma's handwriting's note, it might be published in 1979, 3rd March in Belgrade at Sunday edition. Khin Myo Chit, Burma, Of Mice and Men. A note about the author. Khin Myo Chit, a woman of bold ideas and sharp writing, and distinguished author. In 1968, she won first prize for a short story called Her Infinite Variety in Asia, competing against about 50 authors from 14 countries. She writes in both Burmese and English. In recent years, she has almost exclusively written in English. That was because what she said, it speaks up the penetration of Burmese words into the world. In other words, writing in English promotes the spread of Burmese words into the world. Thank you for your time, your views, your comments, your messages, your emails, your subscription my channel. Your support encouraged me a lot. New Year 2025 is nearer. It comes soon. I wish all my viewers a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year 2025. May this new year bring you happiness, health, and safety. See you next time.